If you knew that you would never age, never get sick, and no matter what you did, you would never die, what is the very first thing you would change in your life? The beginning of the great dream. Since the dawn of existence, humanity has pursued a single great enemy: death. From the Epic of Gilgamesh and the elixirs of immortality sought by alchemists, to today's billion-dollar biotechnology projects in Silicon Valley, we have always asked the same question: what if we could live forever? Imagine waking up one morning to find that aging has stopped, diseases have vanished, and death is now nothing more than an optional choice. Sounds like paradise, doesn't it? But do we truly realize what we would be unleashing upon the world? Today we are crossing biology's ultimate frontier. What would happen if humanity became immortal? If you are ready, let's step into that world where time stands still. The biological revolution and the first 24 hours. Imagine that first day when immortality is either discovered or spreads across the globe like a virus. Scientists have managed to completely halt cellular aging, and this technology has reached everyone. Now, our bodies can regenerate themselves in an infinite cycle. Within the first 24 hours, a massive wave of relief would wash over the world. The fear of death would give way to an immense sense of freedom. People would realize they are no longer slaves to time. The anxiety of aging, wrinkles, graying hair, or the dread of age-related illnesses would instantly vanish into thin air. Humanity would take its very first step into an era more youthful, dynamic, and energetic than ever before in history. Population explosion and resource wars. The first century of immortality would likely be the greatest festival in human history. Cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart attacks would disappear overnight. Hospitals would empty out, and the funeral industry would collapse. People would begin to live in youthful bodies, completely free from anxiety about the future. However, this beautiful dream would not last long because math doesn't lie. Every second, approximately 4 people are born on Earth, while 2 people die. When you remove death from the equation, the population graph will skyrocket like a vertical wall. Within just a few decades, the global population could reach 20 billion, and eventually 50 billion. Where will we house all these people? What will we feed them? Agricultural lands would become insufficient, freshwater resources would deplete, and vertical cities would become inevitable. Governments would likely be forced to make radical decisions. If you want to give birth to a new child, you must renounce your right to immortality. Infinite working life and the class divide. Have you ever thought about the economic system? In today's world, retirement means resting during the final quarter of life. But in an immortal world, the concept of retirement would cease to exist. You couldn't just retire at 65 and collect a pension from the state for the next 500 years. The system would collapse instantly. This means people would have to work forever. Even more terrifying would be the wealth inequality. Today, when the richest people in the world die, their power and money are redistributed in some way. Now, imagine the owners of massive corporations or wealthy dynasties living for thousands of years, continuously multiplying their wealth. Vacant positions for younger generations to climb the ladder would never open up. A company's CEO could sit in that chair for 200 years. Social mobility would grind to a halt, freezing the gap between the rich and the poor forever. If immortality became a luxury that only those who could afford it could buy, humanity could split biologically into 2: the immortal elites and the mortal workers. Technological breakthroughs and interstellar travel. Of course, not every aspect of immortality has to be dark. Its contribution to the scientific world would be monumental. Imagine geniuses like Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, or Stephen Hawking continuing to work for 500 years without ever aging or losing their memories. Scientific and technological progress would reach the speed of light. Space travel would also completely transform. Traveling to galaxies light years away would no longer be a biological barrier. A space journey lasting 400 years would become nothing more than a long commute for an immortal crew. Interstellar colonization would stop being a science fiction fantasy and turn into the only solution to save an overpopulated Earth. Psychological collapse and the search for meaning. Let's look at the most challenging side of the coin: human psychology. The human brain is not designed to flawlessly store an infinite number of memories. When you live for 300 years, would you still remember your first 50 years, your childhood friends, or your first love? What would happen when our memory storage gets full? Would we use cyber technologies that wipe out old memories? More importantly, what would be the meaning of life? What makes things valuable is their scarcity. Vacations are beautiful because you know they will end. The time spent with loved ones is precious because it is limited. When you possess infinite time, everything becomes ordinary. Getting married for the 10th time, changing careers for the 5th time, visiting the same country for the 50th time. After a while, an overwhelming lack of satisfaction and a deep existential dread, a boredom syndrome, would set in. In a world without death, people could become mentally exhausted and choose to end their own lives voluntarily. The end of evolution and static humanity. The most overlooked side effect of immortality would be the cessation of biological evolution. Evolution operates through the filtering out of older generations and the passing down of adaptable genes by newer generations to a changing world. In a world without death, since new generations would either not be born or be born in very small numbers, human biology would completely freeze in place. Billions of humans, physically unchanging, genetically unrenewed, and living with the exact same ideas for hundreds of years. Conclusion: the hidden gift of death. Even though immortality seems like humanity's ultimate dream, it might actually strip away the most fundamental thing that makes us human: the joy of living. Perhaps what turns life into a work of art is the very knowledge that it will one day come to an end. Limited time forces us to produce, to love, and to cherish every single moment. If science were to present us with immortality on a golden platter one day, should we accept it? Or should we realize that death is actually the most hidden and meaningful gift life has to offer? What do you think? If you were given the right to immortality today, would you accept it? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.